Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Easy Weeknight Cooking with Heart's Desire Spice Blends, and we are going to be doing yet another Slawsome recipe, this time Un-Ranch Dip. And you gotta love this stuff. Seriously, you do. It's easy peasy. You don't get unnameable stuff in your dip, and what's more to offer than something that nobody else has? Seriously. Now, of course, we need 8 ounces of sour cream. This is usually perfect for some sort of a dip, unless you've got a real crowd, in which case double, triple the recipe. It all works. And we need 1 teaspoon of our Slawsome right in the dip. And I love to go ahead and use lots of veggies and stuff like that. Go ahead and put this stuff together. It makes a very nice, refreshing dip, lots of good flavor, and it's super duper easy to put together. So I like to use a whisk for this because it just makes it a lot easier. So I've just gone ahead and put my Slawsome right in the container, and for presentation, we're going to be putting it in a nice little custard cup along with our wonderfully chopped vegetables over here, and just go ahead and mix this up without getting it everywhere. That's the challenge, right? Always the challenge. You want to make sure all the spices get well incorporated. And the greatest thing about doing this all in one container is it really reduces the mess. And what's more is it makes a very handy way to put it away if you need to and or transport it. We are getting into picnic and barbecue weather. I mean, even if you're not getting together with other people, you can take your family out to, say, Umpqua Falls, have a great picnic, and this stuff is wonderful for the snackies. I do this kind of thing just about every 4th of July, and I'll make coleslaw, I'll make chicken wings, and I'll go ahead and have some sort of snacky available, and that is that. Right there, we've got our dip. Sweetness, yum. That's that. You'll let this sit for about half an hour before you add any salt, because all of those flavors, as the spices hydrate, they let off their flavors into the sour cream. And that's what you want, right? You want those flavors to be let off and just intensify over time. And that's exactly what they do. So wait at least half an hour before you put any salt in. Start with at most a half a teaspoon. I would suggest a 1/4 or 1/8 teaspoon to start with if you add any salt at all. And now we just got our veggies. And just really easy stuff to put together. You can just start off with whatever you've got in the fridge. If you're going to present this right away, go ahead and just put it into some sort of container. It all works. There's that. Doesn't that look pretty? Seriously, I love it. So, right in the middle of our plate, I like to use zucchini or cucumber or, like I said, whatever I've got in the fridge. If you're going to be using a zucchini, start with cutting it in half lengthwise and then do that again. Flip it over so you can see the wedges, and I like to do it once more along the ridge of the wedge. Cut it into 8s and then cut those 8s at least in half. That way you get something just really nice and usable, scoopable. It's not horribly huge, and it can look really beautiful on a plate or in Tupperware if you're going on a picnic. So go ahead and cut those up. We will do this for barbecues. We will do something like this on hot summer nights when nobody wants to cook. You're going to break out your crackers and your cheese and your finger foods, cold chicken wings. You're going to break slices of lunch meat and put it all on a plate, and you have a really wonderful dinner just right there. It doesn't heat up the house. It doesn't heat up your kitchen. I like to use the baby carrots because they're just wonderful. And then grab some great tomatoes. And yes, dipping grape tomatoes really does work. It really does. Throw some of those on your plate. Now, another thing I like to use the super sweet peppers. And so start off by just cutting off the top and then usually cutting these in quarters. And that's it. Sometimes you can cut them in halves if you want something ultra scoopable. And sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you can just cut them in quarters, and that's a really nice bite. Just a nice little mouthful right there. And of course, where is life without mushrooms? You know me, I love my mushrooms. Go ahead and cut off the root end of that. And I like to cut my mushrooms as long as they're a good size in quarters. So that gives you a really nice cross section and it's handleable. It doesn't break up a lot. And so just go ahead and cut these in quarters. If you've got really small mushrooms, just cut them in half. And so there we go. These can look so pretty, and presentation is 9/10 of appetite. There we go. Yes, I love this. And all sorts of great stuff. Now, that is a wonderful addition to any dinner when you're trying not to heat up the house, or you just don't have a whole lot of time, but you've got a lot of veggies in the fridge and you've got to feed a ton of people. But I got a bunch of this, some lunch meat, maybe some Polish sausages that you throw on the grill, and you got dinner. So from our house to yours, here's a really great side for any dinner, and you're really super simple dip. And it's tasty, it's yummy, and you'll be asked what you used for your dip on a regular basis. Oh man, this is really good. Well, you know where to get it. So from our house to yours, that is Slawsome Un-Ranch. Now you can use Greek for this as well, and it comes out beautiful. I've also used jambalaya. So anyway, from our house to yours, keep things tasty and go have some dinner.